This video will cover the accessibility tools available in Microsoft 365. Microsoft 365 and Windows 10 have free embedded tools there and available to you as a user to support you with your accessible needs and to help you to do tasks more productively. We're going to cover some of the basic tools, where they can be found and how they can help you within this tutorial video. So we're going to start with a simple task like browsing a website. For some, this could be a task that feels quite daunting or overwhelming. You may struggle to consume the content on a page or even find web pages overwhelming. If you're using a Windows 10 device and the Edge Chromium browser, there are some tools embedded that can support you with reducing visual distractions and accessing the content more easily. In the web browser itself, you'll see you have the option to read the page aloud, and clicking on any of the pages, navigating from a website and to some text on the page, you'll also from a right click have the option to read aloud or even to translate the page or the text into another language. You can even highlight and select text and take it into a more accessible format in the form of the tool called Immersive Reader. If you open the text selection in Immersive Reader, you'll see that this Immersive Reader toolbar appears for me, which I can even pin. And it allows me to do multiple things with the text itself. So you'll see I can read the text aloud and it highlights the text as it speaks. So again, making that text accessible for all users. But I can also manipulate things like text preferences. So increasing font size, text spacing, selected fonts, column styles, and even overlaying page themes. And you'll have noticed that it'll remember those settings for you each time you use this tool, which can be very useful. You can even break down things like the syllables or highlight parts of speech. And in reading preferences, you can use line focus to reduce further those visual distractions. But you'll see taking the text into Immersive Reader removes all of the things like adverts, etc., that are often common on web pages and can be overwhelming for some users. And you even have here the ability to use things like pictures and to translate into another language where appropriate. So that's some accessibility tools live within the Edge Chromium browser that you can use when browsing web pages. We're going to now move into a Microsoft application itself. We're going to look at Microsoft Word and how you also have some accessibility features embedded here that will enable you to access content. And often content is provided in Word format, and also to create content. So this, for example, could be creating an application for a job interview. So we're accessing this in Word Online. The tools available here are free. And one thing that I'll say is when accessing from a web browser, the Microsoft Word experience can look a little bit different to what you're familiar with. So my first tip from an accessibility point of view to make sure you can see the full suite of tools is to change your ribbon display to the classic ribbon that will always be shown. And that makes the tools available in Word a little bit more visible to yourselves. Looking at the Immersive Reader tool first of all then, so the tool that we've just looked at in the Edge Chromium browser is available across the Microsoft stack, and here we'll demonstrate it in Microsoft Word. To find this, you go to the View tab, and there's this Immersive Reader icon here. Again, this takes the text into an immersive environment. You can see I've got different selections within my Microsoft account. But again, I can read the text aloud. I can manipulate text preferences, grammar options, and reading preferences. If I show you the translation and how that works, that you can have individual words translated and read aloud in the translated language, and you can have the original and the translated versions side by side, which can be really useful. Aside from Immersive Reader, the next tool that we'll look at to help you actually create your documents, you also have the use of the dictation tool in Microsoft Word and across Microsoft 365. So this is visible from the Home tab. If you scroll along, you'll see the little microphone icon which says Dictate. And this allows you to use speech to text to dictate and author your content in Microsoft 365. All you need is a microphone and a reliable internet connection, and it's simple and easy enough to use. So you simply click Dictate. It will start listening as you speak, and you'll see that it will grey out as you speak, and it's listening to the context of your sentences and checking and making any corrections as you dictate. If you have it selected, as you can see, it will also auto-punctuate for you as well. Some basic settings that you can control for dictation: enabling auto-punctuation, filtering sensitive phrases, making sure you have the correct spoken language, and it does work for a number of different spoken languages. And there's also a handy help bar that will walk you through all of the features of dictation and how to use those tools. The final tool we're going to look at is thinking about, okay, I have created content. I've used dictation, I've used Immersive Reader to proof back my content, but I'm still perhaps unsure of things like the spelling, punctuation, and grammar within my document that I've created. You now have a more enhanced option for this embedded into Microsoft 365 and into Word here itself in the editor tool. So you may see it will run automatically in Microsoft Word Online. It's available in the Home tab. And it's also available in the Review tab as well. When you click into the Microsoft Editor tool, you can ask it to check and give you an editor score and then suggest corrections for your text. And one really useful tool is that you can select the type and style of writing that this is intended to be. So if it is a formal application, you can select formal writing. And in this instance, I might say it's more casual writing, and that will edit the score itself. And it'll just add little blue dotted underlines as suggestions, and you can say, okay, do I want to use the simpler word there? And if you want to, you can select it, or you can choose to ignore it. You can go through and look at all of the different corrections and refinements as well. So really, really useful for helping check the grammar of your documents you may be creating. Another thing you're able to do with any document in 365 is check its accessibility. So check the accessibility of your document before you send it on or give it to other users. And this can be really useful when you're using an application like Microsoft PowerPoint. And similarly to as I showed you in Immersive Reader, you do have some translate features embedded into Microsoft 365 as well. You can choose to translate a selection or an entire document, and it's really simple and easy to do as well. So you can simply auto detect the language and choose the language to dictate to. And this will work where you have texts that are of another language that you would like to translate back to English as well. So you can choose from a number of different languages to translate into. As you can see, a variety there are available. And this is increased all of the time by Microsoft as they're working with native speakers to improve the number of languages available, including regional variations. Simply click Translate, and it'll give you a translated version of that document, which you can then edit and save, or you can go back and view the original document. So that covers some of the accessibility tools that are available within Microsoft 365 that hopefully you'll be able to use to help you to do everyday digital technology tasks. If you'd like to know more about accessibility tools in Microsoft 365, then you can reach out to Phoenix via hello@phoenixs.co.uk.